I'm not going to wait until people come on because I know that a lot of people will be coming back to watch this on replay. So, good morning America, good afternoon Europe, good evening Australia. It's Solly Joe for the second tutorial on patinas. Last week I did a tutorial on verdigris, which is the oxidation or the rusting cycle of copper. Today we are going to be doing the corrosion on silver. So I'm just going to read out what silver patina is. Silver patina, commonly known as tarnish. It is the darkening or discoloration that appears on silver over time. Unlike verdigris, which turns copper and bronze green, silver develops a soft grey, blue-black or even iridescent surface film. This patina is primarily silver sulfite, that's a hard word, sulfide, formed when silver reacts with sulfur compounds in the air. So it's basically oxidation, wet, sweat, and oxygen starts to eat away at the surface of the silver. How it forms. Silver patina forms when the metal is exposed to air, moisture and sulfur containing particles, often from pollutants, certain foods or natural atmospheric compounds. Over time, these reactions create a thin, stable surface layer. Unlike rust, silver tarnish doesn't destroy the metal. It actually protects the silver underneath, giving aged pieces their characteristic depth and richness. Historical facts. Silver patina has long been prized in antiques because it enhances detail and brings out the craftsmanship of engraved or moulded surfaces. Historically, silversmiths sometimes encouraged mild patination to add character and depth to decorative objects, so they were doing it on purpose. In art and restoration, controlled tarnishing is often used to give a sense of age, authenticity and elegance. So I'm going to show you two ways of how to create the silver patina with our Posh Chalk products. And I'm going to do it exactly the same way as I did last week, whereby we started off, I'm going to start off with the actual colour of the corrosion and dab the silver on top, and then I'm going to do another piece where it will be the silver as it was new, and then we will apply the black and the dark blue bits to show the corrosion process. So I'm going to start off obviously with my Posh Chalk silver pigments here. And I'm just going to mix up a good amount of that. Now I'm going to mix it with my Posh Chalk infuser. And I'm going to mix it quite thick. A little bit more. And that's just so I can stipple it on the surface. And yeah, I want it to create a nice texture so that when I do come along with my aging products, such as my waxes or the brown patinas, it will sit in those little crevices that I have created. And there's your silver, brand new. I'm going to go straight onto one of our WoodUbend steampunk designs. There you go, so there's your silver. Hello Tracy, how are you doing, sweetie pie? Is it cold there? It's freezing here, it started snowing yesterday. Alright, so I'm going to need some more of these balls.
Oh, you need more, okay?
So I'm going to take one of my stencil brushes and I'm just going to dab away. Now this dabbing process creates pores, creates texture, and that's exactly what I want to create my silver patina. that's what it would look like if it was brand new. Yeah. Brand new silver. I'm just going to dry that off very quickly with the heat gun.
Oh.
Dry that off really fast. Hello there. It's dry. It's actually made my WoodUbend go all nice and mushy and soft. Right, so that's my silver component as it was when it was new, and we're now going to attempt to make that look older. Can you get me some black patina, please? I'm going to do this as easy as I can. I could use 3 or 4 different products on here, but I don't want to.
Just the normal patina, not aqua.
Yeah. I don't want to complicate things for you. So, I'm taking my patina wax here. And I'm just going to come in and dab it all over. You can use this in conjunction with a clear wax just to help it glide across the surface. In fact, I'm going to ask Connor to bring me the clear wax.
Yep. No
So I can just show you exactly what I mean. I'm trying to get this into all the nooks and crannies because primarily the corrosion does start in the nooks and crannies and corners. So if I put the clear wax on first and then come in with the dark wax does tend to glide across the surface a lot easier. You don't have to do this, it's easier for application purposes. Right, so I could leave that like that. That is a well rusted silver look. I could even come in with a baby wipe and just knock some of that wax off. And there you have it, my friends. That was with 3 products, the Posh Chalk Infuser, the pigments and the dark wax. Okay, so that's one. Actually, I'm going to show you 3 things today. They are really fast. So just hang in there, I won't keep you that long. So I'm going to mix some more Posh Chalk pigments in 2 colours now. I'm coming in with so I'm mixing the silver and the smoky charcoal, which is one of our darker pigments. If you have any technical questions, I will take them at the end of the tutorial and try to answer them as best I can.
And feel free to put them in the chat whenever you think of them, and I'll make sure to remember them all for the end.
Cool and dreary to enjoy you making pretty things. Oh. I'm mixing my dark pigment up. So this is going to give me 2 shades of grey. One is the bright silver, which, as we know, is what silver looks like when it's brand new, and the other one is a darker colour, a lot darker colour, which would represent the colour of the oxidation. So I found a little glass candle holder here, and I'm just going to come in with my brush, and I'm going from one to the other, dabbing on the surface. No rhyme, no reason. There's no specific rules to this. The only thing I would say is, so you get it covered in one go, just make sure that you mix your pigments as thick as you can. You might want to do it in a couple of coats, that's entirely up to you. I like to get things done in one coat. And there you've got like a hammerite corroded effect, oxidated effect. And there, look at that. And that has changed from something that was glass, oh, missed a bit there, that was glass, into a nice silver candle holder. And I think that cost me like 30p from the charity shop. There you go, guys. Oh, still got more missing around there. I'm going too fast, aren't I? Let me dry it off a bit. Silver all over. It's not Christmas yet.
Yeah, I thought it snowing. It started snowing indoors then.
And there we go, my friends. Look at that. It's even cracking on the base there. So that looks like really corroded silver. Yummy, 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 yummy. So that is our second one. And the third one is going to be a very drastic technique. It'll look drastic. I'm starting off with the corrosive colour. So I'm coming in with my black carbon, Posh Chalk metallic paste. It's real fast. I just want to get the surface covered. Now this is a really cool technique for any kind of surfaces you want to create, you know, like on a tabletop. Or you could use any black paint to get to achieve that base colour, but it does have a nice metallic look to it. And now I'm going to come in with my stencil brush again, but what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to get quite a bit of Posh Chalk paste on the surface. And what I'm doing is I'm leaving little gaps. I don't want it everywhere, and you'll see why in a minute. And there we go. Got quite a pitted surface there. Quite easy to do. Very easy to do. And I'm just going to come in with my trowel and squash all those little peaks down. There we go. So you've got quite a variation of peaks and troughs there. Just going to quickly dry off. Great thing about the Posh Chalk metallic paste is that it dries exceptionally fast, very, very fast. I have to give credit, Sarah Kelly actually taught me this many moons ago. Right. And also, if I persist with the heat, it will blow up. There we go. And you can just come in and smack all those bubbles down. It just creates more texture for me to play with. Right, now that is just about dry. And I now need, what do I need? What do I need? I need a very soft brush. So what I'm going to do now is I'm coming in with the Posh Chalk Silver pigments, but I'm really offloading the brush there, so I've hardly got any on it. And I'm going to come in and just whisk across the surface. I'm keeping my brush flat, nice and flat, because I don't want to go over the whole area. I don't want it to go into all the areas because I'll be defeating the object, the purpose. Love black and silver together. So do I, Tracy. So do I. Oh, I suppose I could have done this with a sponge. Or a fan brush. Anyway, you can experiment with all different kinds of applicators. And it's just about putting as much on as you want, having that control and just watching as you're going. And then you'll get to a point you'll say, I think that's about it. And I think I'm at that point now. So there we have a very, very corroded old silver look. So that was it, my friends. A very short tutorial. 3 different ways to achieve a silver patina. As it said in the history book, the patina actually protects the underlying silver. There we go. 3 different looks, 3 different ways, but they're all classed as silver patinas. So is anybody needing anything? I don't think so. No. If you do watch this later on and you do have any questions, you know where we are, just drop us a message. And thanks everyone so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Love you loads. Bye.